know what? If you want this often, you can. Do you have any blood?
111, 110.
Welcome, viewers, to our channel. On the morning of February 22, 2020, Officer Wooten of the Albuquerque Police Department, New Mexico, arrived at work for his usual shift. But as soon as he walked through the gate, he was called into a room by a colleague. "Hello, officer. Hi there, how are you?" "I'm fine. As we can see, this is Officer Wharton." At this moment, Wharton suddenly realizes the room is filled with police officers from the neighboring Orange Police Department. Freeze. "Officer Wharton, we're going to remove your belt and holster." "Okay." Orange County detectives explained to Wharton they had a warrant for his arrest. First, they would remove all of his police gear. He would surrender any weapons to ensure everyone's safety. Finally, they would place him in handcuffs. "Do you have any weapons on you?" "No, just this. No backup or anything." "No." "Turn around and put your hands behind your back." "We have a warrant for your arrest. You'll get a copy before we transport you." Then we learned right before that Wharton was allegedly involved in a domestic violence incident with his live-in girlfriend in Orange. The entire violent scene was captured on a doorbell camera. Wharton repeatedly hit his girlfriend and choked her. Then, he dragged his pleading girlfriend from the doorway, forcibly into the home. Ring doorbell camera footage captured his girlfriend screaming for help and calling the police. Wharton's girlfriend was seriously injured, suffering multiple injuries to her head and body. She then called her mother, and they went to Rochester Hospital for treatment. However, due to the severity of her injuries, she was transferred to the University of New Mexico Hospital. His girlfriend was eventually diagnosed with a brain hemorrhage after assaulting his girlfriend. Officer Wharton casually reported for duty at the Albuquerque Police Department. He's all yours, whether intentionally or not. A female officer was assigned to process Wharton, the man who had just assaulted a woman. We see, the person wearing this badge is an Orange City police officer. Wharton's wearing an Albuquerque PD badge. I'll get him my jacket. I'm good. Before you take him, home. Snow. Mr. Walton, your uniform needs to come off. But you're handcuffed. So we're going to have to cut your shirt, okay? At this point, an agent told Walton that because he was handcuffed, it was a little difficult. So they would cut his uniform off with scissors before removing it. All of his colleagues present were ashamed of Wharton's violence against women. The investigators could have absolutely asked Wharton to remove his uniform before handcuffing him. This way, it would have also demonstrated the police department's zero tolerance for Wharton's actions, and how his behavior has disgraced the uniform, as well as the entire Albuquerque Police Department. Back to 1. 2. We see right before us. His police uniform was being cut to shreds. For Wharton, This humiliation was like being taken to. Then, the police chief ripped off Wharton's vest. We saw that throughout the process. Wharton kept his head down and didn't say a word. What's in this pocket? Car keys. Are these your police car keys? Yes. And these are your spare police car keys. Yes. What about this set of keys? Those are also my police car keys, a few spares, and my personal keys. The rest of these keys are for my house. At this time, another detective entered the house, and the details of Wharton's arrest warrant. Hello Mr. Foley Holden, I'm Detective Hutch with the Orange Police Department. We'd like to talk to you for a minute about the current situation. We currently have a warrant for your arrest. The reason is you are suspected of domestic violence. 1 count of kidnapping and 1 count of interfering with communications. Those are the charges you're facing. I want to give you a chance to talk to us. To tell your side of the story. Do you want to take this opportunity? No. Okay, well, the detective said they wanted to give Wharton a chance to defend himself. Wharton just shook his head, he didn't want to talk. Looks like even a cop won't talk to cops. Alright, next we'll take you to the Sandoval County Detention Center. Finally, Wharton was led to the police car that had been waiting at the station gate. He was then transported to the Sandoval County Detention Center. It's the scene before us is quite ironic. This officer who abused women is being searched by a female sheriff, and then escorted to his cell by several female officers. Ginger. Thank you, officer. Step back. Come here. You just stay there. And meanwhile, Wharton remained silent, looking dejected. Wharton joined the Albuquerque Police Department in 2010. He was a high-ranking officer with 10 years of experience. Shortly after his arrest, Wharton submitted his resignation to the Albuquerque Police Department. He was subsequently charged with first-degree kidnapping, aggravated battery against a household member, tampering with evidence, negligent use of a deadly weapon, and several other charges. Shortly after his arrest, Wharton's lawyer asked the judge to release his client on bail. But the judge insisted that Releasing Warden would not ensure the safety of the community or the victim. Warden will be held without bail until his formal arraignment. In August 2020, Warden's girlfriend, as the victim, proactively told the judge that she had voluntarily decided not to press charges against Warden, and also refused to testify. Warden was ultimately sentenced to 3 years probation. According to relevant statistics, the rate of domestic violence in the US is around 10%. But in police families, this rate quadruples to 40%. And in reality, the rate of domestic violence in police families could be even higher. Because many victims, fearing retaliation. And my colleagues at the police department would cover it up, along with many other reasons to keep silent.